How's it going, everybody? This is Alex Caceres, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
Happy Halloween, Will.
On Hallows Eve?
An old
Halloween
Eve
episode?
A Halloween special edition Halloween episode. Well, we do this every Sunday anyways. Just so happens Halloween landed on this Sunday. Welcome, everybody.
Should.
Welcome to Story of the
Halloween,
Fight.
Halloween, the Lord's Day?
Exactly. But yeah, if this is your first time joining us, this is Story of the Fight, where we talk everything MMA. You got myself, Romero, got Will, and in the background we have Rich the Casual, our producer. But yeah, if anybody happens to like our content, please like, subscribe. Goes a long way. You can always find us on YouTube, of course, Spotify, Breaker, Podcast, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and social media, Will?
Yeah, at Story of the Fight on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. We have a group chat. It is Story of the Fight chat.
Well, I must start off by saying I'm a little embarrassed right now.
Are you?
Yes, because I'm the only one that dressed up for this episode.
What are you talking about?
My costume. Dude. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me.
What are you, a Story of the Fight host?
No, can you tell who I am? Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse. Huh?
Yeah, you even got the ears.
Look at that, dude.
The headphones are your ears.
But like I said, now I'm embarrassed. I'm the only one that dressed up. Thanks a lot.
What are the goats, dude?
One of the goats, yes. Richie Casual dressed up as Eddie Munster. I love it. You just can't see him in the background right now. But dude, how was your week? Dude, I haven't seen you or I haven't talked to you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you have seen me.
Well, actually, yeah. I haven't really talked to you about fights in a couple weeks.
Yeah. We had to miss last episode, right? Last week's episode.
Yeah.
It's just a lot going on, you know?
And may I say it was awesome seeing you. And
dude, yeah, it's a big surprise.
Yeah, seeing you and your brother and the fam, dude, it was really nice, man. Congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you.
Dude, I haven't had much going on these last couple weeks. So yesterday was Dallas' last baseball season, and they dressed up as the Sandlot kids. So
hell yeah,
they
all or just him?
All of them dressed up.
Nice.
Now
there's like 6 squinces or what?
The commissioner, no, he was only squints. He was only squints Poundorus, and he nailed it, man. He even had the squint smile in every picture. But the commissioner sends out a message saying, "Hey, like teams, everybody gets to dress up for Halloween, you know, on the last game." Our team was the only team that dressed up.
At least they chose like a Sandlot, like a baseball. It's not like they were just like they had like a Dracula out there pitching or something.
Dude, that would have been awesome too, though. Can you imagine? Just like a ghost up to bat, you know? But no, dude, the Sandlot kids, and it was awesome. They won their last game of the season. Nice. Bats came alive. It was a lot of fun, man. But
chewing tobacco or what?
Yeah, just watch them all puke out there.
Everyone's just throwing up.
No, it was so much fun, man. The kids were so into it. The bats came alive. The pitching was solid, but it was a great way to end the season. Then to top it off, though, have a lot of UFC that I watched yesterday too.
Oh yeah, dude. And did you watch? Talking about bats coming alive. You see the Atlanta Braves come alive?
They won yesterday, right? 3-2.
Yeah.
So they're up what 3-1 now?
Awesome. Yep, one more.
Yeah. I can't stand the Dodgers. I can't.
Good thing they're not involved.
Stand the Dodgers? No. So I'm saying the fact that Atlanta knocked them out.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm rooting for Atlanta now.
Did you watch that series? The Braves-Dodgers series?
I tried to catch as much as I could. As soon as the Giants were eliminated, I was kind of bummed out.
Yeah, dude. But the Dodgers-Braves series, I was like, this is fucking good baseball. And then I just hope I just want the Astros to get like disbanded. You know what I mean? Like they're such a shitty organization.
Yeah, and take the Dodgers while you're working on that.
Just get rid of the Astros, bring back the Expos. Problem solved.
There you go.
Problem solved.
Then they move the exact same team to be the Montreal Expos and the same issues arise.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. All right. UFC 267. Went down yesterday.
Yeah. What a card. Free card.
What a card. Hey, dude, I'll take it.
I mean, yeah, I'll take it.
On ESPN Plus. On ESPN Plus, heck yeah, man. If they do this every once in a while and they throw a free major UFC event in there, dude, their subscriptions are going to skyrocket.
I would imagine, because it's like, oh, do I want to go through this trouble of like finding a stream link or something, or do I just pay $5 and I get it? It's a $5 pay-per-view, basically.
I mean, that's not bad. I'll take it.
It's not bad.
Plus, you get all the fight nights.
Yeah, true.
You know, I'm enjoying it so far. So we'll start off with Glover Teixeira versus John Blehovich.
Ooh.
Hey, and thank you, John Anik, by the way, because he goes through and he just works on his pronunciation of these names. So, I just like focus in on what he's saying. I'm like, okay, so I've been saying Błachowicz wrong the entire time. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, it's interesting when the co-main and the main both have a Jan.
Yeah, spelled differently.
Piotr Jan Błachowicz.
Spelled differently, yes, but Jans. What'd you think?
Remarkable. You know?
Ooh,
it was fucking.
That's a good word. That's a good word to describe it.
We put it in the title, but everyone's always like, "Oh, Father Time's undefeated." Fucking not this time though. Glover's like, "Oh, he's undefeated. Let me just go ahead, show my fucking skill set right here." Yeah, dude, so happy for him. Oh, so happy for him.
He's just
what a good guy.
He seems to be one of the nicest guys in MMA, and to see him get the belt like this, man, around the end of his career, you know, there's been times where we see Glover, you know, get knocked out bad, you know, by like Anthony Rumble Johnson.
That was a bad one. That's the first one I thought of right now.
Yeah. And you think to yourself, well, what's left for Glover? Yeah. You know, is he still going to make another title run? You know, is he just going to be in this for fun fights? Is he just trying to make, you know, money to put food on the table? And he's like, no. I'm here to win this title. Dude, since he came into the UFC, this was his goal.
Yeah. I mean, dude, his run, the recent run that he was just on, I mean, he gets knocked out by Rumble. He wins against
that was a rough knockout.
Yeah, he wins against Cannonier, decision. Cannonier drops down to middleweight, finds more success. Gets knocked out bad by Gustafsson. That was a nasty one. It was just uppercut. It was crazy. He gets a win on Misha Serkinov. Good. Then he loses to Cory Anderson, and it's like, all right, what are we doing at this point? You know, he already had his title shot against John Jones. We all know he was supposed to be on the Ultimate Fighter way back in the day. Couldn't do it because of visas, all this bullshit, right? He was training Chuck Liddell back in like 2004. That was when he was in his prime. So we're like, what's left? Then he arm triangles Carl Roberson in the first round. He rear naked chokes Kutalaba in the second round. He wins a split decision against Nikita Krylov. He finishes Anthony Smith in the fifth round. He chokes out Thiago Santos in the third round, and now he's fighting for the belt. Like, what the fuck, man? Where does that come from?
Three straight finishes.
5 of his last 6 were finishes. How about that?
Rich commented and said, I think Glover is Father Time.
Oh,
maybe. That's why he didn't lose.
Yeah.
No, dude, just a fantastic performance by Glover. He had an amazing game plan. We all know that Blachowicz has that Polish power, right?
Yeah.
And one big way to avoid that Polish power is to get the takedown, maintain on, you know, top control, and just try to dominate that way.
Well, and you hear Glover talk about it in the post-fight and stuff, the presser, and everyone going into this is like, well, Glover cannot stand at range with Blachowicz. Like, he's going to get knocked out, right? Blachowicz is too fast. He's too long. He's an excellent striker. Everyone's like, Glover's going to have to close the distance and get in tight, right? Grapple him up against the cage, make it dirty, right? Randy Couture style. Look at it. I mean, come on, Rich, come on. So good. But, wow. At the end of the fight, he says, he gets to take down early in the first, right? Takes him down, controls him, dominates him in the first round. Just pretty much stays in his guard. Good job by Blachowicz, right? Keeping him in his guard. But, I mean, he just dominated him, right? Made it nasty. Did exactly what he needed to do. And then he says in the post-fight, he's like, yeah, I noticed once I got that early takedown, he was so focused on the takedown that I started being able to let my hands go, and he landed a left hook. And then he was like, wobbles him with the left hook, and he's like, oh, now I see that he's worried about my hands. Takedowns there again, takes him down, takes his back, flattens him out, chokes him out. I mean, it was just methodical. I mean, just
you think that's just fight IQ of having 40 fights?
Yeah, dude. That guy has experience, man. Like, he knows the fucking game, dude. Oh, let me land my takedown early so you're focused on the takedowns. Let me dominate you for the full round so you really don't want to get taken down again. Now I can let my hands go. Oh, I caught you with my hands. Guess what's open now? The takedown. Fucking beautiful. I mean,
and the thing is that everybody has a game plan going in, right?
Yeah.
But to be able to execute your game plan at the level that Glover did, it's just at the age of 42. And I know people keep on hearing that, like, okay, you know, like we get it. He's old. But dude, still, like, you're fighting the most elite of all elite fighters, fighting the champion, Błachowicz. And you take him out in the second round via rear naked choke. Dude, just masterful performance, man. And shout out to George.
What a class act.
Shout out to George, who called Glover Teixeira all the way from weeks ago.
I mean, he called Glover after. He called Glover after his performance against Thiago Santos. He was like, Glover's a fucking champ. He's a champ. And now they're talking about Glover versus Jiří Procházka.
Oh, the samurai! Did you see him sitting off in the stands like a freaking man dime with this samurai ponytail?
Did you see him in the backstage? When Glover's making his way backstage, Jiří's there, and it's like, oh fuck, there's gonna be one of these bullshit like, oh yeah, I'm next though,
like WWE, like
and you can see Glover sees him and he's just like, fuck, dude, I don't want to deal with this right now. Like, I just want to fucking, I'm just trying to like
celebrate my victory,
and you could tell he's not trying to like entertain it that much, and Procházka's just like
not trying to engage.
Yeah, and Procházka's just like, I just want to say, fantastic performance, like full respect to you, and it's literally just that, like he's just being like super fucking that's so cool.
Dude, again, another guy that's so likable so far.
Yeah, and what a stylistic matchup that is.
Oh,
dude, I mean, on paper, Procházka should decimate Teixeira, but that nitty gritty, refusing to lose, get a hold of you. There's a clear path to victory for Glover in this fight against Procházka. If he can grapple him, especially like he did in the first round, and Procházka's wild, and when you're wild like that, scrambles happen.
He'll leave himself open up to scramble.
He leaves him, exactly. So, and if he doesn't, that's the double-edged sword. If he isn't wild in this fight, I think he kind of needs that wild man style to really showcase his potential. So it's either going to be he goes wild and leaves himself open for grappling, or he tries to stay too measured and never really gets his shots off because that's not his style. Like, he's going to be so worried about getting grappled that he's going to be hesitant, or he's going to fucking cartwheel kick him or some shit. And it's going to be fucking crazy. But it's an interesting matchup. Dude. It's insane to me that we can say that it's an interesting matchup for 42-year-old Glover Teixeira, who everybody wrote off fucking 5 years ago, against a young, absolute savage killer. And it's an interesting matchup. It's crazy.
He said Polish power stayed in the hotel room.
Błachowicz,
And dude, I really like Blehovich too.
Yeah, both great guys.
Both great guys. Blehovich, it's hard to say he was a great champion, right? Because when you think of great champions, you think of the ones that have held the belt on for a long time.
Yeah.
But still, I think that he represents the company very well. He represents that division very well.
He's a great champion in terms of his personality and
the way he carried himself as a champion.
Yeah, really good champion in that regard. But the reality is, he won the belt in a vacant title fight against Dominic Reyes, a legitimate title win in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And then he defends it against a middleweight and then loses it his next fight. So
yeah,
tough.
Not the best run as a champion, but you know what? Either way, nothing to hang his head on, man. He was the best 205 pounder for a year, and now it's Glover time, man.
It's Glover's time.
Teixeira's time to reign at the age of 42, man. I think they said the second oldest champion. Am I right?
I believe so. Probably Randy's probably still the top, right?
Yes, Couture.
Yeah.
Randy Couture. All right. Anything else on that fight?
No. Happy for Glover. Interested to see what's next. Dana said in the press conference that he's not entirely sure that Prohaska's next.
What?
Yeah.
Does he not like to sell pay-per-views?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's so obvious what to do with the light heavyweight division right now, and we'll talk about it in a bit with another fight that's coming up. But yeah, it's a no-brainer.
I mean, yeah, you would think, right? And how awesome was it though? Like listening to Shara at the end, where he's talking to Dana about the progression back in 2009, where Dana wanted to bring him in, and he wanted to go in, but he had issues with his visa, and Dana sitting there going, "Yeah, man, yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
it's crazy, dude. It was cool. It was cool.
Dude, it's so cool, so cool. So just super proud of Glover Teixeira. I'm sure that Brazil is extremely proud right now as well.
Yep.
Parabéns. All right. Before that, we had Petr Yan versus Cory the Sandman Sandhagen.
Holy smokes, bro! This fight was fucking nuts.
I got to give Petr Yan some respect, dude. It's time. It's time. I got to give him his respect.
I remember when I watched him. Who the fuck was he fighting?
Right, Faber?
No, it was way before that.
Jose Aldo?
No, wait, that's after Faber.
Aljamain Sterling?
No, Teruto Ishihara.
Okay, I'm just naming all his recent fights.
All his recent fights. The Ishihara fight. I saw it. I was like, dude, this guy's fucking game, dude. Like his short, crisp punching, his high guard, his defense. I was like, this guy's going places, and just little by little, he's just rising up. And then they gave him the Faber fight, and everyone's like, oh, like he gets a title shot off of that, dude. When you see it, you see it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like he was ready. The guy's a fucking animal. I mean, his defense is so impenetrable. He hasn't been hurt. He's never been hurt in the UFC, at least.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Maybe that's because he spends all his time sparring with Rafael Fiziev or some shit. But I mean, have you seen the video of them sparring together?
No. Is it nuts?
It's fucking nuts, dude. I mean, Fiziev's a lightweight, you know? He's like, he's a decently large man compared to Petr Yan, and they're going at it. It's crazy.
Oh, I'm going to have to check it out. Have to check it out. Hey, I was pretty bummed out, though, because my prediction video, 2021, I did call Sandman Sandhagen
Who did I call?
Holding the title. I don't know.
I think I called Petr Yan.
You might have called Petr Yan. Maybe.
I think I did.
But, so I was like, you know what?
I might have said Sandhagen, though.
Going into this fight, I was thinking to myself, like, Petr Yan, you know, he's probably going to win this fight, but I can't go against my prediction. Dude, yeah.
That first round from Sandhagen, this is one of those fights that if you look at the scorecards of after the fight, I mean, it doesn't tell the story at all, because all three judges had Sandhagen winning the first and then Petr winning all the next 4 rounds. But it was, I mean, the second and fifth rounds were
close
toss-ups. I mean, Sandhagen outstruck him in both rounds.
Man, where he was in and out, he was giving him so many different looks too. You know, like he was giving him the leg kicks, the jumping knees, right in time. Richard Casual with the picture in the background. Great job. You know, dude, just so many different looks, and it was so high paced. Yeah. And to hear, you know, like Sandhagen at the end.
I'm just so sad, bro.
So sad, but so refreshing, because they asked him. They asked him, did you think, or did you feel like you had done enough going into the decision to get the nod? And he said, no, not really. Yeah. He's a great fighter. And I was like, oh my God, dude. Like,
well, you can tell
we need more of this.
Respect for each other.
Yeah.
I noticed, shout out real quick. Shout out Toasty.
Oh, what up, Toasty?
Toasty's got a fight coming up in November 13th.
He does have a fight coming up in November.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
That is awesome. But best of luck.
Seriously. At the end of the first round, you see Petr Yan. They finish, and Petr Yan like looks over to like give him like jabs right, and Sandhagen's already off, and he seems just like but like you could tell the respect was there between the two of them. And I mean, the first round, Sandhagen moves like a fucking velociraptor. The way he like he switches right, and his like head's all fucking weird. Like he looks like someone pretending to be human who just like hides in like alleyways and like mugs people or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Terrifying, dude.
Just like scrawny, and you know, like you can see his like spine down his back from him being so thin.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude.
And his head moving is so fucking creepy.
Really
and, like,
long fingers.
Yeah. But yeah,
this is a spooky episode on Halloween.
It's Halloween, man. But Sandhagen, dude, like that first round, the volume and fucking like diversity in his attacks and his switching angles and like you could tell
high level striking,
very high level striking. And I think
from
what ended up from both of them, right? But I think what ended up being like this style wise, what happened in this fight, I think Sandhagen's defense is how good his offense is. Does that make sense? Like the way he enters and escapes to land his shots is his defense.
I see what you're
right?
saying.
His volume is his defense. Unfortunately for him, he matched up with somebody who has excellent traditional defense with the high guard blocking everything, rolling clean, shots when he needs to, and very good basic technical offense. So it's like, I mean, fuck, it's such a toss-up, right, between the two of them when they match up. But Petr Yan even said going into this fight, he's like, I think stylistically, I think he moves a lot more than he needs to, and I think I'm going to catch him in between those. He wastes movement.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people can exploit. I was like, okay, yeah, that is true, but good luck fucking exploiting that. And I don't think very many people can exploit it the way Petr Yan can. I mean, his striking is so goddamn good when he finally does decide to go. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, and,
very impressive.
That first round where Petr was a little bit, I wouldn't say gun shy, you know, but you see him just absorbing the timing, absorbing the movement, you know, and like just like, you know, like those little like oven timers where it's like ding.
Yeah.
Like that was the end of the first round. Like I was like, oh, okay, I got this.
I got my reads. I got
yeah. And you see him coming out in the second round a lot more aggressive.
That's what he does in every fight.
Dude, so good.
At this point, every single fight, the first round, he shells up. He makes his reads. He's
casual.
Calm.
Can you pull up that picture again of Petr Yan? I think he's throwing the straight right. But you just see how, like you were saying, everything's nice and tight, man. Look at his left hand. Hand up, right, straight shot right to the chin. And dude, that's it. That's it. Just extremely technical the entire time. And it was beautiful to watch. And I want to apologize to Petr Yan because I know he watches Story of the Fight every weekend. He never misses it, for not giving him his due respect up until now.
Yeah,
my bad.
Tozy says he's taskmaster, just memorizing movements, and it's exactly that. Dude, with it, right? Taking the first couple rounds off every single fight, getting your reads, all that stuff. Because you could watch tape all day, right? Mm-hmm. But like, it's different. And dude, like, and I thought, and Tozy just says high guard all the time. I was like, man, someone needs to start like ripping body shots on Petr Yan. And Sandhagen was, especially in the first two rounds, he was ripping that left hook to the body, and he was getting in. And Petr Yan, it just like doesn't even fucking phase him. Like,
dude, and then
because that high guard, eventually, I'm like, okay, he'll have to drop if you keep ripping it to the body. He's like, nah.
But those body kicks that Yan was giving Sandhagen too, again, those are deposits. You know, and at the end of the fight, you see that movement start to slow down.
Yeah. Anytime Sandhagen would switch to southpaw, the left kick would come right to the body every single time, and that just for Sandhagen, every time you switch stances, you get ripped to the body with a powerful leg kick. You're like, oh, maybe I don't keep switching stances, right? Like maybe I'll just stay orthodox for a little bit.
Hey, Tozy. He says, if my liver dies, it dies.
Yeah, dude. But I think a lot of people still to this day, and for the most part, I agree with them, that like a lot of like boxing aficionados or like fans, they are like, oh yeah, the striking's pretty bad in MMA. I don't really, it's too loose, all this shit, right? And for the most part, it's true. But Sandhagen, I believe, he's not a kickboxer. He's not a Muay Thai striker. He's not a boxer. He is one of the most effective MMA strikers I've ever seen. That first round and then the second round, if you go back and watch that second round, I think that might be one of the most technical striking rounds I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know if it is the most technical that I've ever seen, but that second round is fucking insane. And the fifth round, I'm not going to say that they got the wrong decision. I think Petr Yan won the fight, but you can argue, especially the fifth round. I thought the fifth round is a very, very, very it could go either way type
Next round for Sandhagen?
Yeah, I think so. And the second round, you could argue too. I mean, he outstruck him in both the second and the fifth rounds.
Yeah.
And that's not the live stats. That's like the corrected stats. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One of the notes I put on there, Sandhagen outstriking Yan, but Yan with the more significant strikes.
Exactly.
More damage, more significant. And, also Sandhagen being that creature you were talking about, super pale.
Fucking creature, yeah.
Never seen the sun. So every time that he took a kick to the body. Dude,
I know, dude.
He
showing it. Yeah.
It was just red, and then when he took
that's
that
a reminder, don't go southpaw.
Oh my God, man. But yeah, it was a masterful performance by Yan.
How about that wheel kick?
Oh,
how about that wheel kick in the fifth round?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Caught him clean. And Sandhagen was game. He was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. And then, dude, it was so sick because he lands the wheel kick. Sandhagen just fucking eats it. And then he gets hyped. He's like, fuck. Because that's like the exclamation point because he was winning that round, in my opinion. He fucking takes the wheel kick, right? And then he's like, puts his hands up like, all right, let's fucking go then. There's like 10 seconds left. And he fucking sprints at him. And they're trading. The bell rings. They keep fighting.
They keep going.
Herzog has to like sprint in there to stop the fight. And I fucking loved it because, and they're both instantly, there's no like, oh, you went late. There's no bullshit between them. They're just like, yeah, dude, we're fucking fighting right now.
Yeah, mutual respect, dude.
Yeah, and let's not forget, I say it all the time, the rule is not stop fighting at the bell. The rule is stop fighting when the ref stops you. So, like, I was all for that shit. That shit was fucking
Herzog
awesome.
took a little longer, too, because I think he was so into it. Like, he's watching.
Well, not just that, but I think refs are so used to fighters just stopping at the bell. But, like, no, dude, you have to fucking stop it. I mean, that was awesome.
It was like, oh, God. Let me get in there real quick.
While they're just trading with each other.
No, if you see Herzog, like afterwards, like his reaction was like I'm gonna have to separate them. But then like you said, once he stopped it and they both kind of looked at each other and like gave each other like a little high five, they were smiling, and Herzog was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, thank God. It was awesome.
Stepping between two fucking Beyblades right now.
I know, man. I know. All right. Anything else on that fight?
Let's see what Tosi said. Knockdowns are a bit overvalued. It's like a knockdown outwins any round no matter what. Yeah. Almost even bleeds into the next round. Yeah, I mean, it's the previous rounds should never sway, and I hope the judges don't actually let it, but previous rounds shouldn't be treated as a fight. In the UFC, at least, scoring, you need to treat each round like its own fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you separate everything. As soon as the next round starts, this is what I'm judging. Nothing before, nothing after matters. This is a round for so-and-so, right? You can't let anything like bleed into the next. How about fucking speaking of knockdowns in the third round when he lands that spinning back fist and the left hand over the top?
Left, yeah.
How fucking game is Sandhagen? I mean, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
How did he not get put out there?
He's amazing. I still think he's going to be a champion.
I think so.
I really do.
Yeah. This is not the last time they fight.
I don't know when, but I think he's going to be a champion. Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't think this is the last time that we see him both locked in that cage.
And let's not forget, he took this fight on short notice.
True. I mean, I think he was also preparing for a while, though, because he figured Aljamain would.
Well, maybe, yeah. But he did just have a tough fight with Dillashaw not that long ago. He did. I'm not saying that, I'm not making excuses, right? Petr Yan just beat him, but it's part of the story, right?
Word. All right. Before that, we had Hooker versus Mahashev.
Yeah.
Dude.
Fucking shed one tear in this one, not going to lie. Even though I'm a Makhachev fan, right? San Jose, all this shit. Josh met him in Ross way before he was anybody, right? He was all stuck. When Josh met him in Ross, he was like, bro, are you Islam? Or some shit like that. and he was like super surprised that somebody recognized him and was like all stoked to like take a picture with Josh and shit because it was like way before,
That's awesome, man.
Pretty cool. But that being said, Dan Hooker's a fucking ride or die.
I know, man. And the thing with Hooker is he's so game. Like, when fighters was like, I'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. And then they get offered fights and they're like, nah, just not then. And not with that person. Hooker, to me, is that fighter that's like, hey, you down to fight in a couple weeks? Sure. Hey, I know you just got done with this fight. Are you down for another fight in a couple weeks? Okay. Yeah. Like, dude, he's just game, man.
Did you see that when he fucking tweeted "burn the boats" after he took this fight? Because like he passed up his raffle, right, to go back to New Zealand, and they're giving him all this shit, right? He's interrogated by the cops for training during lockdown, all this shit, like, and he's like, "Fuck this!" They're talking about seriously moving city kickboxing to America. He takes this fight, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, when are you gonna get to go back?" All this shit, and he just tweets "burn the boats." I'm like, "Fuck, dude, that's fucking awesome."
I wonder if they're really getting into moving city kickboxing.
They might, man. They might. I think I don't know what they're doing over there, man. To be honest, the fact that they've had this level of success with just training New Zealand guys and a couple Australian guys, I mean, it's crazy the amount of success they've had. Imagine if they had access to, I mean, like a hub where like guys from all over are training with them. Like it's pretty remarkable what they've been able to do on a tiny island.
Yeah, I hope Hooker didn't take this loss too bad.
I know for a fact he did not, because
good.
He tweeted the gif of Woody Harrelson in Zombieland crying, and then he like picks up the wad of cash to like wipe his tears. So I think he's fine.
All right, good. Because I know he took the loss against Michael Chandler pretty bad.
Yeah,
but
a little different though. I think going into this fight, I mean, it's a win-win, right? If he loses, he's like the gamest dude on the planet. Took this on short notice, fought an absolute monster that nobody wants to fight, and then if he wins, he pulls off an upset. So it's like his stock doesn't really go down, in my opinion. It does for some. I see some people already writing off the rest of his career, saying he's a gatekeeper now, and this solidifies it. He loses every time he's in a big fight. And then it's like, okay, but look at the champ in his division, and look at the guy the champ's fighting in his division. Like, look at Glover Teixeira. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, people have losses all the time.
With Mahashev, just the timing of the takedown.
Yeah.
Just beautiful, man. Immediately goes for wrist control. And then it's just game over after that.
It's just like it's so methodical. You know what I mean? Like, it's people are comparing it to like another fighter on the card of just coming out and dominating with grappling, right? That we'll talk about in a sec. But it's different because Makhachev isn't just like full on going in and just like destroying. It's I took you down. I waited for you to throw, caught the leg, took you down. He threw the jab, Hooker countered with the kick, grabs the leg, takes him down, and then it's just like methodical. I pass. I set up the arm. Hooker knows the arm's in danger, does everything the correct way to defend it. Does not matter.
Nothing
does not matter.
Man.
That pure technique, man. And you see Khabib yelling for him to step over because he has the arm and it's not quite there. And you can hear Khabib screaming, step over, step over. Steps over with his right leg, and then it's fucking over.
Oh, that was nasty, man.
Yeah.
That was nasty. Shout out HLBK Omer.
Hey, welcome to church.
Welcome to church. Yeah. It was for me, again, being a Hooker fan, I was a little tough to watch.
Hosting today.
Who's that?
Yeah, but I mean, it's tough, man, because Hooker and how about Hooker? He's so fucking tough. He complained about the stoppage because he didn't tap.
No, but dude, his arm was going to be ripped to shreds.
Well, it's one of those things. It's you screaming in pain in the rules counts as a verbal tap. You don't have to say tap. If you scream in pain in a submission, a ref can decide that that's a verbal tap.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's good stuff. I don't think anybody's going to say the stoppage was bad or anything like that, but that's just how game he is, that he screamed in pain and from a joint submission, not a fucking choke, and still complained about the stoppage.
Dude, yeah.
Tough, man.
And Makhachev What's next for him, man? Title shot?
No.
No.
No, you do the winner of Gaethje Chandler for the belt. Makhachev then fights for a number 1 contender spot. Timeline, it'll make sense, I think, time-wise for all those matchups to play out. You do, as crazy as it is, I think you do Makhachev versus Beneil Dariush.
Okay.
Winner of Hooker Chandler gets the belt, gets the title shot, I should say. Fights the winner of Poirier, all that shit, right? But yeah, I think that's what you do.
Okay. All right.
I think that's what you do.
What
do you think?
Dude, I say it's inevitable. It's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if his very next fight was for the title.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, how about
fucking Hasbullah?
How about Hasbullah in the octagon? Mahashev raising him up like a child, right? Dude, one of the best moments for me. I was so pumped.
But is it weird to you that? Is it weird that everybody picks him up like he's like a kid?
Well,
like,
that's
they like kind of like,
and that's why I said like a kid. They pick him up like a kid.
Well, it's
he's 19, right?
I think he's 19. It's fine to pick him up, right? Like he clearly is fine with all of it, right? But it's weird how like Katie brought it to my attention. She's like, isn't it weird how like when they pose with them and stuff, they're all like fucking hugging on him and shit, and like, and then I was like, what? At the same time, like some of them, they don't know. I don't think they know that he's 19. I think some people still
they have
don't
to know.
They
have to know.
Still don't. You see his video with Big Nog? You think Nogueira knows? I don't think Nogueira knows.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
Also, shout out Big Nog. I forgot to mention it in the Glover Blachowicz fight. When Glover leaves the cage, Big Nog's right there, fully suited, fucking brings him in for a hug, and they're talking.
I love it.
And it's like, man,
gotta love it, man.
Big Nog's so sick.
Hasbullah, I don't know if you saw, but I posted it on the story of the fight Instagram on the story. We almost had the co-main event because he almost got in the fight leading into the co-main event with that other what's the other guy's name? Abdul?
Is it Abdul or Abdul?
Abdul?
I'm not sure.
Dude, but they had to separate them. Hasbullah throws another kick, man, and it landed on the midsection.
Yeah.
Dude, they just got to sign him already. They just got to sign him. They just got to sign him.
HLB Comer, no. Hooker, that too.
Oh my God, the only best captain in Star Trek's history. I don't know.
It's right there.
Hey. Oh, no. HLB Comer. No, that's not my costume. My costume, this is it. Look. I am Demetrius Johnson. I'm Demetrius Johnson today. That's who I dressed up as.
But yeah, Hooker did not tap.
Hooker did not tap. He did not. All right.
Savage.
But yes, Makhachev, let's give him a title shot soon. I wouldn't mind. Before that, we have Volkov versus Taibura.
So, not much to say about this one.
You know, for me, because I've been pretty high on Taibura. Yeah. Coming up, I think he's an excellent heavyweight. But taking a look at the heavyweight division, for me, there's a certain spot where like you just hit like the number 5 ranked guy, and then after that, there's big separation. Even though it goes from 5 to 6 to 7, there's a big gap. And I think this is an example of one of those gaps. Taibura, I believe, was also ranked top 10, right?
I believe so, going into it.
Yeah. And Volkov ranked, I want to say 5th going into this fight.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's levels, right? And I'm not saying that Taibura was completely dominated, but in my eyes, it was a pretty clear decision for Volkov.
It was 29-28, right?
29-28. And I want to say it was the first round Volkov.
Majority 30-27. One judge gave it 29-28. I thought Taibura took the second.
I thought Taibura took the second too. That was one of my questions for you, is how you scored it, because I had it 29-28.
Yeah, same. Volkov just has that man, I mean, I didn't like the commentary in this fight. They were both clearly exhausted, and I feel like they never even brought that up. And they're like, yeah, Volkov's just kind of content to counter. It's like, bro, he's like breathing out of his mouth super hard. Like he's fucking exhausted.
This is like the first round.
Yeah. But I thought Volkov did a decent job. Taibura, I do like Taibura, but like you said, I mean, the gap. I mean, we saw what Volkov just did with Cyril Gane,
I mean, here we go. Let me see here. Volkov ranked number 5, Taibura ranked number 8. So you have Rosenstruck ranked 6th, Volkov 5th, Curtis Blades 4th, Derek Lewis 3rd, Stipe Miocic 2nd, Cyril Gane 1st, and of course Francis Ngannou, your champion. But then after that, you have Chris Daukaus, Abdurakhimov. Did I pronounce it correctly? Taibura, Sakai, Aspinall, Ivanov, Harris. So don't get me wrong, there's some killers up there.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's a little bit of a gap for me in my head.
Me too. Yeah. And I think Aspinall and Daukaus, I think, are going to start to hopefully bridge that gap, and we'll have some more fun at the top. But yeah, it's going to take some time.
Agreed. All right, we'll move on from this one. I don't have much to say on this one either. All right. Li Jingliang versus Khamzat Chimaev.
The one that everyone's here for.
The one that everybody's here for, huh?
It's fucking crazy, dude. Khamzat is just, it's nuts.
Okay, dude. So,
and I like the leech.
Oozes confidence.
Yeah, dude.
But how can you not when you've only absorbed one strike in your UFC career so far?
Yeah,
he's only
4
absorbed
fights.
One strike
in 4
That's
fights.
Unheard of. Is this the best start you've ever seen from anybody in the UFC?
Yeah, I think so. And like people could, and let's not forget multiple weight classes. What the fuck? I mean, it's crazy, man. He at this point, like people, because I know there's always going to be people who are like, slow your roll on the hype train, right? Like that will always exist, and for good reason. But at this point, I mean, the leech is no joke.
Nope.
The leech is no joke. Knocked out Santiago Ponzinibbio, did he not?
Yes.
Did he knock him out?
Yes.
I mean, the leech has good wins. He's a very tough guy. And can we talk about his fucking will to survive in that rear naked choke? That was insane. It was in. He got it. And then he got out of it. It looked like he was about to go out, and then he just winks like 3 times to the ref and then gets out of it. I was like, what the fuck, dude? What is he made of?
HOBK Omer saying Hamza versus Francis Ngannou to make it happen. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Hamza was like, yeah, let's do it.
I know. Yeah.
Dana White said that he was yelling at him, telling him that he wants to fight Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And I believe him.
How about, so that choke right there, that's about as good as it gets, right? Hand can be behind him, but I mean, it's under the chin, and he survived that. That's not the choke that got him out.
Hamza is strong. From what everybody says training with him, he's one of the strongest guys that anybody's ever trained with. So you know that he's got a squeeze.
Yeah. When this fight first started, right, he shoots in on the leech, and he defends it really well. And I was like, oh shit, some adversity, let's go. And then he just slips around, takes his back, lifts him up, runs over to Dana and screams at him while he's running, carrying another man who's trying to fight him. He's screaming at Dana, telling him to put his phone. Yeah, telling Dana to put his phone down. Stop looking at your phone. I'll fight anybody. I want to fight Brock Lesnar. And then just takes him down, takes his back, chokes him out. Unconscious. Like, what? What the fuck, dude?
This guy is something else. I've been on the hype train. I was bummed out that he caught COVID. Look at that shot right there, man. Just standing on top of the cage like that.
Yeah. So the stories about Khamzat throwing around Gustafsson in the gym must be true. I think it probably is. I mean, the dude's been training with Gustafsson for a long time now, and Gustafsson is not a grappling slouch in my opinion. He had some decent success grappling with Daniel Cormier and John Jones. You know what I mean? I think he was the first guy to ever take John Jones down.
What is it? Is it All Stars that he trains at? Yeah, All Stars training center.
Sweden, right?
Yep. And that's what everybody says. The reports keep on coming out that everybody was saying as soon as Hamza hits the scene that it's game over.
Yeah, it really bums me out because in the short time that he's been fighting, we've seen what he can do. Right, in 2 months, he got his first 3 wins, and then it took him another year to get his next one. Imagine
COVID.
Imagine what could have been if he was fighting that whole year. You know?
Yeah, dude, for real, man.
Yeah, and shout out HLB Comer. Gustafsson's fucking a 205er, you know?
Yep.
And then wanted to come back at heavyweight. you know? Khamzat, I think, and we said it before, like he won't continue to keep having the success at the rate that he was having early on, because once you start getting higher in the rankings, there's less fights to take because people are more picky and choosy, right? You can still be that guy, but his opponents might not be willing to take the fights on short notice and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, a win over the Leech is big. It's really big.
Who do you give him next, Will?
Fuck, I knew you were going to ask me that.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
The Leech was 11, so he's in the top 10 now. I mean, you look at it. I don't know.
Michael Chiesa.
No.
Yeah. Give me Chiesa, dude.
You go maybe.
He called for Jorge Masvidal.
He called for Masvidal. Masvidal definitely does not take that fight.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's the problem with this division is nobody's willing to take the fights. Neil Magny was willing. They might want him to jump further than Neil Magny now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I'm the UFC, I'm shoving him up there.
Yeah, you go someone like Luque. Luque probably doesn't take the fight because I wouldn't if I were him, right? He's ranked 4. If I'm Luque, I'm like, fuck that, dude. Give it to Gilbert Burns, Masvidal, like the guys that aren't taking fights, fuck that. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's what ends up happening because I think Luque's maybe too game for his own good, and I don't know if that's a tough fight.
I think that's
Chimaev is legit, man.
Oh, he's very legit. Again, I've been on the hype train the entire time, right? Yeah. But I think this is another case of like Mahashev, where you're gonna have so many people turning down this fight. It's gonna be so hard for him to find one. And
welterweight's the worst for guys taking fights. I mean, Covington sat out after a win over Woodley to get a title shot. Leon's been sitting out, right? Gilbert Burns is trying to get title fights still for some reason.
Hey,
Masvidal doesn't want to take fights. It's crazy.
Let's say Leon Edwards fights Masvidal.
Yeah.
Leon Edwards wins. Let's say Gilbert Burns fights.
Oh, is that happening? I don't remember. Did they make that official?
I don't know if it is or not. I don't know. But let's say that happens. Mm-hmm. Let's say Gilbert Burns fights Khamzat. Khamzat destroys Gilbert Burns. I think yet again your boy Leon Edwards gets jumped.
Oh yeah, 100% he would.
Oh, dude, I would.
Yeah,
I would 100%. All right,
unless Usman's like, nah. All of a sudden, I think Leon's really deserved it. He has the crazy win streak. We fought once before. All of a sudden,
just because he doesn't want to fight Hamza.
I think Usman beats Hamza though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so. I think he's got the wrestling pedigree, the wrestling defense to stop the takedowns, and I think his striking is continuing to evolve and become elite. I think he beats Chimaev.
Wouldn't you love to watch
as of right now? Oh yeah, for sure. Sign me up.
Just do it.
Because first off, because it's an exciting fight, but also because I just want to see new matchups for champions. I'm tired of these fucking rematches for no reason. It's crazy.
Word. Although I am excited to watch Colby Covington beat Usman here.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the fight. I'm gonna watch the fight. The first fight was fucking bananas.
Phenomenal.
That being said, we're never gonna have these legendary champions if they keep having rematches.
Yeah, because when Covington wins,
they're gonna do a trilogy.
They're gonna do a trilogy. Yeah. So it's just gonna slow down the division even more, right?
Yeah.
All right. Before that though, we had
do you actually think Covington's gonna win that fight?
I don't know, dude. I just want him to win. I know people hate on Covington, and sometimes this fucking character and persona that he puts on just completely overshadows the fact that he is one of the best 170 pounders in the world. Mm-hmm. He's the one that's pushed Kamaru Usman to the brink. He's pushing more than anybody else that he's fought.
True. That's true.
So I think that he's a fantastic matchup for Kamaru Usman. And dude, I don't know. I want to see him win. You know I love these types of characters, Will.
I know.
It's as cheesy as it may be. I just love the fact that this guy's willing to be a heel. He gets shit on by everybody, but he still goes out there and dude, he backs it up for the most part.
That's true.
So let's go Covington. All right.
That being said, Usman in 2.
Ah, don't you dare. All right, Ankalaev versus No Time Ozdemir.
Bro, Ankalaev. I'm so high on Ankalaev.
He's
Ozdemir has had a tough go as of late.
Some would say, the toughest,
You look at the resume and the matchups he's been given, and it's fucking tough. It is tough, man.
Look, like how I said sometimes you see somebody like a Glover Teixeira and you're like, well, what's left for Glover Teixeira? And then you're like, oh my God, look at this fantastic run that they're going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on the limb right now and say, hey, what's next for Ozdemir? And I don't ever see him making a run.
Yeah, dude, look at this.
For the title.
Look at this. Since he started in the UFC, his debut is against OSP. That's a tough debut.
Shit. Very tough.
Then he knocks out Serkinov. Then he knocks out Jimmy Manuwa. Tough fights. Then he loses to DC. He gets matched up against Shogun. That gets canceled. He gets matched up against Gustafsson. That gets canceled. Then he fights Lionheart. Gets choked out. Then he fights Dominic Reyes. Loses a split decision. He gets matched up against Ilir Latifi. He wins. Rakic. He wins. Then he fights Prohaska. Then Ankalaev. I mean, the guy only takes gnarly fights since he's come to the UFC. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's had 0 easy fights.
Yeah, and look, dude, I mean, no disrespect when I'm saying that. I don't think I'm ever going to see him make a title run.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, when you're looking at an Ankalaev, Yijiri Prohaska, you take a look at the rest of that division, and I just don't see him climbing up that ladder.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, his fight against Alexander Rakic, I had Rakic winning that fight. I don't think Ozdemir should have.
Ankalaev, the thing is, I don't think that Ozdemir didn't see Ankalaev's jab coming. I don't think that he didn't see the 1-2 coming. I think the exact opposite. I think that he saw everything that Ankalaev was throwing his way, but he was just too slow to get out of the way, man. Because you see him start to slip, and he still got caught multiple times.
Yeah. Ankalaev's timing and speed. Rarely do you have the timing and the speed. Most people have either one. Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, he's got both. And his footwork and his exits and his entries, like, he is so good. His striking is just incredible. And he's got fantastic grappling in his back pocket. I mean, he's very talented. I think he's going to be fighting for the belt soon.
I hope so.
So we talked about. I didn't like the commentary in this one too. Everyone's like, "Yeah, Ozdemir is just not willing to go." It's like, yeah, dude, I wouldn't be either.
He was willing to go. He was willing to go.
Yeah.
He just again, he saw what was coming his way, and he couldn't move out of the way.
Yeah.
He saw what he needed to do, but he couldn't because the footwork that Ankalaev had was just too good. Dude, it was just a case of somebody being outmatched.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's all it was.
It's you cannot will every time. You can't willpower yourself over a mismatch. You just can't. Sometimes you can. It happens.
Did he get surgery on his hair to get more follicles added?
Yes.
He did, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say. Maybe he hit up your boy, Paulo Costa.
Yeah. Or Elon Musk.
Or did Elon Musk get it done too?
Oh, dude. Look up the before and after Elon. It's hilarious.
No way. Dude, when you have...
Or GSP.
When you make like 30 billion in a day,
I
guess you could go to the best people for that.
Yeah. Yeah. His is good.
All right. I'm going to have to check it out. I'm going to ask him where he went.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, shout out to SpaceX.
Dude, you should have said you were Elon Musk for Halloween.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would. I'm wearing A's shorts.
How am I the only one that's dressed up for Halloween right now?
I didn't even think about it, to be honest. I should have done something.
Oh, you jerk.
Oh, well.
Okay.
But Ankalaev,
honestly, I didn't put too much effort into my costume. I'd be lying if I told you I did.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't believe me if I told you I did.
The most effort you did was print out a picture of Mighty Mouse.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anything else on that fight?
I mean, I've been saying it this whole time. Ankalaev, I think, is getting the short end of the stick as far as the push behind him. Mm-hmm. I think if I were the UFC, and we talked about it before, we're gonna do like it's easy to tell like what's next for the light heavyweight division. Glover versus Prohaska, Ankalaev versus Rakic for the number one contender. Simple as that.
Ooh.
Simple as that.
Okay.
That's what you do, right?
I mean, Yijri, it shows here, recently moved up to second. Let me see. Well, yeah, you have Glover. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the only thing that would really make sense.
Ankalaev,
you have Dom Reyes, who right now doesn't want to fight right now.
Do not do that. Thiago Santos. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Lionheart.
I don't want to see that.
No. Alexander Rakic.
It makes sense. Rakic is sitting out, right? He wants to get a title shot. They're like, no. Yuri's out here storming people. We're gonna give it to him.
Punching trees.
And, all of a sudden
meditating.
Screaming at mountains. But
I love it.
But Rakic, right? He was like, Yuri was trying to fight Rakic, or Yuri was trying to fight Rakic, and Rakic turned it down. Instead, Prohaska goes out, murders everybody, gets a title shot. Now all of a sudden, Rakic is like, "Come on, bro, stop ducking me, dude. Let's fight. We'll fight for the number one contender." And it's like, no. You already turned that shit down. That ship has sailed. If I'm Prohaska, I'm like, fuck you, dude. I earned this shit. And so now Rakic, you have to be thinking, all right, they let Prohaska leapfrog me. I need to take a fight. I can't sit out on this. I have to take a fight. Who else is Rakic going to fight? He has to be fighting someone on an upward trajectory. You don't give him Smith again. They already fought. I mean, you have to go Ankalaev Rakic. It's such a good fight. That's what you do. And I want to see that fight so bad.
I dude, sign me up.
Wait. I didn't see this. Excuse me? Jacare got a hair transplant?
What?
I'm going to have to look this up.
Yeah, I was going to say we're going to have to pull this one up. Maybe Richard Casual, if he has any signal, any Wi-Fi signal. Richard Casual, by the way, helping us out all the way from Oklahoma. Shout out to Richard Casual in the woods, still joining us to help us out. So, anything else on that fight, Will?
No.
All right.
Well, he
Before
did
that,
do it.
He did?
Yeah, I don't know how to share it. Rich is going to have to help us if he can.
Yeah, if you can, Rich. If you can't, then we'll save it for the next episode. But before this fight, we're going to skip a lot of fights just due to time, right? For the sake of time.
Yeah, we're already at an hour.
But we had Dos Santos versus Denis that we wanted to cover.
What the fuck happened in this fight?
Just bleed gods, dude.
When George texted and was like, "What's up with the ref? He got pulled from the card due to a late stoppage." It was more than a late stoppage.
Yeah,
much more than a late stoppage. I don't know what the fuck. Have you seen that guy before?
No, never.
He does a lot of like Russian organizations. There's a video where
of course, but
there's
of course,
like the stare down and right before the fight. The ref's like, protect yourself at all times.
Yeah,
blah, 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 blah. Follow my rules and commands. They touch gloves, they go out, and the camera stays on him and starts zooming in on him, and he like turns to the side and does like this whole like gun thing, and like it's like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
I love this guy.
It's crazy.
Might not be good for the sport, but you know what? He's entertaining.
You know, like you hear all the best refs, they're always like, yeah, if I do my job, if nobody even like sees me or like pays attention to me.
Yeah.
This guy's like out there with this whole like fucking
they're like the long snappers of football. You know, if you don't know who your long snapper's name is or what their name is, then that means that they're doing their job. The only time anybody ever talks about a long snapper in football is when they have a botched snap.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So they're if nobody knows who they are,
long snappers what for like
punting, field goals. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but if everybody's talking about them, guess what? They fucked up royally during a crucial time. Yeah. So, dude, that's the refs. I mean, but dude, everybody's talking about Benoit Saint-Denis, his toughness and his grit and his heart. Now, when the only thing everybody talks about after your fight is your toughness and your heart, that's an issue, dude.
Not good.
That's an issue.
He landed some good shots, though. He was able to land some good shots. Zaleski Dos Santos, though, is just so fucking tough also. You know what I mean? And just had his number. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to pull any, like, crazy, like, outcomes from this fight and say, like, oh, Dos Santos is just so much better. Something he's not at this level yet. I don't necessarily think it's that. I think he just had his number. You know, his timing was perfect. He just made the reads quicker.
How about his corner? You have to stop getting hit. He's tired. Dude.
It was translated. It was translated.
Yeah, it was translated. But if that was even remotely close.
Stop getting hit.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Do you think it should have been stopped? Do you think it should have been stopped in the second round?
I'm torn. I'm really torn. Because he took a lot of damage. And I don't like seeing fighters take a lot of damage. But then I remind myself, hey, this is the fight game. Right? This is what I signed up for. Just bleed gods, yeah. But I mean, all I can think was like, what would I have done if I were in that situation? It's kind of hard to say, right? Because you're in the middle of a fight. But I probably would have stopped it.
I don't think. My take on this is that I don't think the non-stoppage in the second was the worst thing.
Yeah,
I think the way the third round was handled was way worse than not stopping it in the second. Because he was showing stuff, right? He was throwing back all this stuff, right?
He clearly landed some hard shots.
Yeah, clearly out on his feet. I think the second round, this is my hot take. The second round, I think it's more on his corner for not throwing the towel in. I think the towel should have been thrown in that second round. I think the ref, based off what refs should be looking at, right? It's okay, in my opinion, to let that fight go in the second round. Would I have stopped it? I'd like to think I would if I was the ref.
And that's what I said. I think I would have. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd like to think that I would stop it in the second round. If he stopped in the second round, I don't think anybody would be complaining. Is it the worst thing in the world to let that keep going in the second round? I don't think so.
I mean, again, would I have stopped it? Maybe. Would I have torn my shirt and it just said, just bleed underneath my shirt? Maybe. I don't know. As a ref. No, but it's really tough. And I think everybody's shitting on this ref so much more because DC.
Third round. Oh, that too. Yeah.
Well, because DC, Paul Felder, kept on pointing out the fact that like Mark Goddard is over here to our left and he's just going berserk right now. There's a lot of movement over here with the refs that are sitting off to our side. If Dana White were here right now, he'd be so pissed. What is this guy doing? On and on and on. So everybody listening is like, yeah, hey, what is that ref doing? Yeah. So that made it a million times worse. But I could see where they're coming from, being, ex-fighters.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough when he turns and he's walking away and Zaleski dos Santos starts walking towards him, looks at the ref and goes, he's like,
what else do I got to do?
Come on, man. Like, probably stop it. Is it the worst thing in the world that he didn't? I don't really think so. The third round, though, was some of the worst reffing I've ever seen. It was like Steve Mazzagatti bad, the third round.
Steve Mazzagatti bad, huh? How about Mario Yamasaki bad?
I mean, I think Mazzagatti was way worse than Yamasaki.
You think so? I have Yamasaki up there as number one.
It's been a long time since Mazzagatti reffed, and there's a good reason. Go back and watch some of the Mazzagatti, his decision making.
Rich Academy just said, got the hair video. Okay, well, if you could share it whenever you have a chance.
Let's do this at news, yeah?
Okay, yeah, we'll do it at news.
Yeah, we're almost there anyways. But Zaleski dos Santos, the Mazzagatti was real bad for like not just late stoppages, but just like bizarre decision making during fights. But and that's what this was, right? He gets poked in the eye in the third round. Tells ref he asked him if he can see. He says no, I can't see out of it. And he's like, okay. And he's just like walk around, takes a little bit more time, comes back to him, and he's like, you good? And he was like, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like I already told you I can't see out of it. And he even goes like this, and he's like, I think he's telling Dos Santos across the cage. He's like, I can't see. They start the fight anyways. Rule number 1: if the fighter says they can't see,
stop the fight.
First step, get a doctor in.
Yeah.
While the doctor's coming in, you're telling everybody, hey, we're going to probably stop this fight because he can't see. That's way worse, in my opinion, than not stopping the fight. Then, in the second round, then there's like 30 seconds left. He gets kneed in the nuts, right? They take a break. Then it's like 10 seconds after he gets kneed, he's like taking a break. He goes over to Zaleski dos Santos and he's like, you come here. And he's like, I told you, don't do it. And then just goes, taking a point. Wait, you're going to take a point for that, but not the eye poke that he can't see out of now? I think it was kind of one of those things where he's like, I probably should have stopped that fight. Now there's another foul. I have to take a point because of how bad I handled the eye poke. He
stopped the eye poke from, Saint-Denis saying, I got eye poked. He didn't see it.
It's true, too.
And
the knee.
There's just so much. Also. There's just so much.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
So they pull him. Mark Goddard takes his next fight. I think he was supposed to do Ozdemir versus Ankalaev, I think was the fight that he was going to do next, and he got pulled from that. Not good for the old reffing career to.
Dude, he'll be fine in Russia.
I mean,
he's probably a star over there right now.
I know. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why is everybody pissed like this?
Putin is like, dude, I want to have dinner with this guy tomorrow.
Yeah.
ASAP. All right.
No one sees him again.
Before this, the other fight we're gonna cover is Amir Khani versus Murphy.
Oh man,
your boy Murphy.
I'm so high on Murphy.
Oh, I know.
Murphy. Dude got shot in the face and spit out the bullets.
That's hardcore, dude.
That's fucking maybe the most hardcore thing. There's a few like hardcore stories, right? In the UFC, there's always
50 Cent.
Like, who's the guy? Yeah, well, I mean, he's on the UFC, but who's the guy that killed that dude? He broke into his house. I forgot who it was. He opened the door. They broke into his house, right? It was like a trailer park home, right? Opens the door, hits his pregnant wife. It's like the middle of the night. Hits his pregnant wife. She goes down from the door.
What?
Two guys come in. They have like a knife. He turns into a skirmish, right? Ends up getting the knife, stabbing one of the intruders a few times. Other dude gets away. Dude he stabbed dies in the hospital. That's just crazy. Anthony Smith, home intruder, beats the brakes off him for like 20 minutes or so is what he said. Just couldn't put him out. He was on something, right? Wouldn't go out. Beats the brakes off. Blood everywhere. It's fucking crazy. Still don't really compare to getting shot in the face and spitting the bullets out.
Yeah, I think the spitting the bullets out thing is like just it makes it so much more gangster. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. I mean, and I don't want to make that this guy's whole persona, right? Like he's more than just that moment of his life. But to preface it, it's the first thing I ever found out about him, right? Then you watch his fights and you're like, oh, this guy's fucking legit, super legit. His striking kind of reminds me of Leon Edwards. Mm-hmm. I think everybody talks about Leon Edwards and Aspinall as like guys who are like the future of British mixed martial arts, right? And no one ever talks about Murphy, man. He's fucking very talented. Marcani did exactly what he's supposed to do, right? In the first round, takes him down, out-grapples him for pretty much the entire round. And Murphy said he felt like he kind of just never woke up in the back and had to wake up during that first round. But I also think, I mean, credit to Makwan and Marcani. I really like Amir Khani.
Yeah.
But that being said, his gassing has always been a little suspect, right? I think it was probably a bad move that Amir Khani went to SBG to make that his full training camp. I think that happened a lot, right? With Conor's success, a lot of guys moved over to SBG and immediately their careers took a downward trend. I think we're seeing that it was less of a SBG is special and more of a
lightning in a bottle.
Very, very lucky with a very special guy in Conor.
Yeah.
But that being said, beautiful job by Murphy with the feints and the reads to time that knee. That was not a lucky knee.
No, that was beautiful.
Yeah. Sorry, that was super long-winded.
No, you're good. You're good. Dude, I know you've been high on Murphy for a while, so dude, have at it. You can talk about Murphy all you want.
I mean, the knee was beautiful, right? Because it
was beautifully timed.
He read that he throws the left, and Amir Khani wants to counter the left with dipping under, right?
Yeah, he changed levels.
Yeah, he feints the left 3 times. The first 2 times, changed levels both times. And he's like, okay, let me fully commit throwing the left. Fully commits now. Amir Khani's like, oh, that's not a feint. I'm going in with my actual takedown. And he's like, got this right here for you.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah. Fantastic. And he was out. He was out.
He was out for a while.
Yeah, poor guy.
Kind of nasty. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That was it.
Yeah.
UFC 267. Times. At least all we're going to cover just based off time. We still want to go through the news?
Yeah.
All right. Is Richard Cadro going to be able to help us out with the news with his terrible Wi-Fi or?
With his Oklahoma
forest Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Woods? All right. So
I wonder what we're going to be talking about.
First thing here. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. What are your thoughts?
Jesus Christ. It makes sense. I hate to say it, but it makes sense.
It does, right?
This is a good matchup for both of them. Really?
Yeah.
You know?
Who do you have?
Tommy.
You have Tommy Fury?
Yeah.
You want to place a little wager?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll discuss it off the air.
Okay. But yeah, I think I mean, it's a good fight. Honestly, I'm surprised that this type of stuff doesn't really happen in boxing. It's rare that two guys who are up and coming will fight each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate to say that about Jake Paul, but I mean, that's what it is. He's an up and coming.
Isn't that crazy that we're even talking about this?
Yeah, but I mean, to his credit, I mean, the guy's been training very seriously. At this point,
putting in the work.
This was one of those things that he was very strategic with who he's fighting, and he still is with this one, but very strategic with who he was fighting while he was growing, fighting older, big names, winnable fights, not boxers. And it's one of those things where it's like Conor, right? It was like, how long until they give him a wrestler? How long until they give him someone who he should be fighting? And sometimes people want to see somebody who's on a crazy upward trend like that in popularity. They want to see the rug get pulled out from them and get the right matchup, right? Stop giving them these hand-picked opponents. I want to see him fight a real guy and pull the rug out from under him, all this shit. I get it. That's why he was never going to fight some of the names he was calling out. Instead, he fought who he's fought. This is the first logical fight that he's taken as far as a career trajectory. Because at this point,
if this is what he really wants to do.
Yeah, exactly. And he's fighting a boxer, but not a boxer who has a ton of experience, who has a ton of big wins, all this shit. He's fighting somebody who is also up and coming, but has been doing same but different, right? It's boxers fight guys who they're supposed to beat up until they get to their crazy record, and then they start taking the big fights. It's the same thing that Jake Paul's done. It's just been doing it on a much more popular level. It's exactly the same thing.
This is a win-win for Jake Paul still.
Yep. If he loses, he's not a boxer.
Yeah.
He's a YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber. He was able to go in there with a boxer. Oh my God.
Yeah. If he wins,
dude,
he beat a boxer.
This guy can't lose right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Tommy Fury, on the other hand, though,
if
he loses this, I think he has an opportunity to win. So if he beats Paul, then everybody's like, oh, shower him with congratulatory, whatever, is because he finally brought Jake Paul down back to earth.
I think so. Yeah, you're right.
The Lord's work and righted the ship. But if he loses,
it's bad.
Oh, it's all bad, dude.
And let's be honest, this isn't me making an excuse up front if Tommy loses. Tommy Fury is who he is because of his last name.
For sure.
As far as how popular he is, how respected he is, the reality is he is not taken boxing as seriously as the other Fury brothers throughout his whole life. He spent like a year on that Love Island show, right? The reality show, all this shit.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Katie watches that show. I watched the whole season just because of him. But
was it any good?
I mean, it's a reality show. You know what I mean? It's a reality dating show, so it's as good as it can be. I mean, Tommy Fury's hilarious. He's a hilarious guy.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because the entire family has the gift of gab.
So much character. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say he has that, but he's hilarious for the opposite reasons that Tyson Fury's hilarious, but he's hilarious regardless, right? But he is not like a Tommy Fury or a Huey Fury or Tyson Fury. Like it's not the same. He's got the name, but skill-wise, it's not quite there. So I'm very interested to see what happens in this, because he does have more experience, right? He's been boxing longer than Jake Paul, but the rapid growth that Paul has had, I think might have bridged. It might have trajectory, but also just growth, skill set wise, training partners, all that kind of shit. It's different, I think. He's been taking it very seriously.
Yeah,
it's the only thing he's been doing for a long time now. Not a long time compared to most, but a decent amount of time. It's interesting. All right.
Like I said, we'll place a wager off air.
Yeah. That being said, I do have Tommy winning.
I have Jake Paul. Crazy. Yeah. I never thought I'd say that, but yeah. All right. Yeah. What's next, Richie Casual? Are we sticking with the Paul brother theme? Yeah. This one I'm not so excited about. Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I hope this actually doesn't happen.
It's set to be in the works. It's set to be in the works. Yeah. I don't know. This is
one of those things that it's just not. There's no winning here at all. If Tyson wins, it's like, okay, who gives a fuck? But if he gets like knocked out somehow, I mean, he's older. He can't take the shots that he used to, right? If he somehow gets caught with something, I don't want to live in the world where Logan Paul knocked out Mike Tyson, a plus 50-year-old Mike Tyson. I don't want to live in that world.
I don't know. Somebody's got to figure this one out here and put a stop to it and throw somebody else. And I mean, if Logan Paul wants to keep on boxing, let him keep on doing his thing. You know, Mike Tyson, I kind of feel the same way. Like if he wants to keep on boxing, let him do his thing, but
not
not like this, man. I don't know.
Switch from the Matrix. You know that scene?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. What's next, Rich?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one very much either. Harrison, you bring her into the UFC. She just fought her last fight in her PFL contract recently. She's a free agent. That's the thing. Do you build a division around her? You know, if you're the UFC, do you want to say, hey, we have the best fighters in the world in our organization? You know, what weight class is she in? Is she lightweight?
155.
Lightweight.
Name one of the fighters she's beaten.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Does she know? I don't think so.
No, probably not. Probably not. But
and I mean, that was zero disrespect, right? She is very talented and good, right? She's very good. But the reality is there's nobody for her to fight. Maybe she fights Cyborg in Bellator.
I wonder if she can make 145.
Bro, she's massive. She's massive. I just don't. The UFC, it's like, okay, yeah, we'll bring her in and what? She fights Amanda Nunes at catchweight or something? Like,
no, but then like I think about like the featherweight division right now because right now it's just Amanda Nunes.
Exactly.
Right?
And we go
so then it'd
higher.
be Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison. And then it'd be blank.
Yeah, I mean, Dana said she should stick kind of where she is. She's very happy. And in my opinion, yes, you stay at PFL. You keep making $1 million paydays fighting. No disrespect, but people that most people don't even know. I mean, yeah, HLV Comer with the Cejudo should fight her. Yeah, I mean,
he would get smothered.
Yeah, I mean, eventually he would get tossed.
Eventually.
I saw someone comment like, "Who the fuck is this Hasbullah guy?" Now that he's like famous in the UFC, at least too.
Yeah.
And someone was like, "Oh, it's Henry Cejudo's main training partner."
Oh, that's gold. That's funny. Oh man. All right. What's next?
Yeah,
Rich?
if I'm her, I'm staying in the PFL. Maybe you go to Bellator and fight Cyborg or something. I don't know.
I'd say that'd probably be your next step in her progression is Bellator.
But at that point, why? What are you doing it for? Are you doing it for legacy? Or are you doing it for money?
I think she gets more eyes at that point.
Does it matter though? Are they going to pay her the same that PFL? I mean, she's making $1 million paydays to fight nobodies.
Maybe she gets different endorsements. Maybe, you know, because she gets more eyeballs on her because the money's not just made from the paydays from fighting. It's also who's going to pay you for sponsorships, endorsements, stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Kayla Harrison. But yeah, she's one of the best in the world. She's just in a weird position right now, man.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
All right. What's next, Rich?
Gabby Garcia?
Oh, wow. Clarissa Shields lost her last fight. Any concerns, Will? Nah.
I mean, what's she fighting at? She's fighting at what weight?
I think it's is it 145?
Is it?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Let's see. She is fighting at 155.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. She lost, right? First loss in mixed martial arts. Nah.
I mean, I think
she's a boxer.
This is exactly right.
Transition.
She's a pure boxer. A lot to learn. We're getting to the point now in MMA where these fighters have grown up doing just that, mixed martial arts. They're practicing everything, right? From the time that they're 10, 11, 12 years old, they're in jiu-jitsu. They're in wrestling. They get into Muay Thai. You name it. They get into everything. And here we have somebody that's been a pure boxer pretty much her entire life. And
one of the best.
Oh, yeah. Some would say the best, right?
Yeah.
And she's making the transition. I just give her so much props for actually making that transition because you have so many fighters that tell or boxers that tell fighters, hey, come over to my world. I'll fight you here. Yeah. And then the MMA fighters are like, okay, let's have a fight in our world. And they're like, nah, dude, that's not how it works.
Whoa. Yeah.
Clarissa Shields is stepping in the cage.
Yeah.
She's trying to make that transition. Exactly. Doing it the right way. So props to Clarissa Shields. I don't think your stock goes down at all. Keep on doing your thing, girl.
Yeah, and let's be honest, or let's also point out the fact that she's doing both simultaneously. She's still boxing.
Is she?
Yeah.
What a savage.
Her next fight's probably going to be boxing. I think her last fight was no, her last fight was mixed martial arts, but before that was boxing. She still has another boxing fight next. It's already set up. She's fighting in December. I mean,
a fighter's fighter, dude.
Yeah, I have full respect to her. I'm not concerned whatsoever.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Keep on doing your thing. What's next, Richard Casual? Do we have anything else on there? Oh, John Jones asked to be removed from the UFC rankings. So, they move him down from pound for pound, number one pound for pound fighter. And he has a hissy fit and says, take me off the rankings then. Take me off the rankings. I didn't hear him complaining when he was ranked number one. Exactly. As soon as he's moved, take me off the rankings.
Yeah. And also, why is he even in the rankings? At what division? I know maybe pound for pound, but why? He's not fighting.
I don't know, man.
I saw him also. Did you see his other tweet where he's like, new rule, don't call me out until you defend your belt at least twice. I'm getting sick of this shit. Everybody talking about what they're going to do, can't even beat the other contenders, right? Then someone replies to him saying, new rule, only fight people that aren't your wife or kids. And then replied to himself saying, saw this coming with the screenshot saying that John Jones has blocked you.
TKO, dude.
Yeah.
TKO.
I mean, the reality is John's only fight since when was his last fight in the UFC?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But honestly, I hope we never see him fight again.
John's last fight was against Dominic Reyes in 2020, February of 2020. And since then, the only fight that he's been in is against his wife. Why is this dude even talking?
Shit.
Why is this dude even talking?
Yeah, this is...
What's the saying? Don't throw stones in a glass house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you talking shit?
The biggest glass house.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
All right. Well, what else do we have? Do we have anything else, Rich?
I think we got Jacare's hair. Is that still an option?
Yes. It's Jacare's hair. Thanks for the info there to HLBK Omer for letting us know that Jacare also got his hair did.
What is this, bro? What is he, Invisible Man? What's going on here?
Eu achei que o resultado ficou impressionante. Colocaram muito cabelo na cabeça, mas muito.
Okay.
So he's getting the whole shampoo treatment and stuff. Whoa!
Look at him.
That's a hairline right there, man.
He's a good-looking dude, man. Look at him.
Bro, Jacare is fucking awesome, man.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile. Good for him. Hey.
I'd like to see where this, I'm not sure how recent this is, but I'd like to see.
The hair center of Turkey. I'm pretty sure that's where Paulo Costa went.
Paulo Costa?
And that's probably where your boy is going to go. Letting you know right now. Will, if I show up one day with luscious locks, more luscious than yours, don't be surprised. It's hair center of Turkey.
Yeah, there we go. That's the spot.
Dude, I'm just going to keep on saying hair center of Turkey so that one day they're like, hey, dude, we'll sponsor you, man.
I know.
Fly out. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll mention your name.
Cool. We'll keep talking about you.
Hilarious. All right. I think that was it.
Yeah, I think so. What's next?
UFC 268?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is that next week? No.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure it's this upcoming weekend. Shit. Yeah, November 6th.
Hell yeah, man. Colby versus fucking Usman. Thug Rose versus Zhang Wei Li. Gaethje versus Chandler. Chito Vera versus Frankie Edgar. Billy the Kid, Quarantillo, Shane Burgos.
You didn't even give us the moment of silence, and you didn't give us the fight night bonuses.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that real quick. We got... What do we got? We'll do fight night bonuses first.
There we go.
How about that? Let's see. Let me just go back here. I believe Glover got a performance of the night. I think Sandhagen versus Petr Yan got fight of the night. And yeah, so Glover gets performance of the night, fight of the night, Petr Yan versus Cory Sandhagen. Performance of the night goes to Khamzat Chimaev. Tough one to decide, right? Moment of silence, we got Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan. Sterling had to get neck surgery. Walt Harris pulled out of his fight with Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa.
I was sad about that one.
Yeah, Islam Makhachev was supposed to fight Rafael dos Anjos. Dos Anjos had to withdraw. Tough go for Makwan Imarkani. He was supposed to fight Tristan Connolly. Lerone Murphy comes in, knocks him out in the second round with a knee. Let's see. Mustafayev was supposed to fight Damir Imagulov. That fight got pulled because Damir missed weight so bad that they had to pull it off. Dikiriko was supposed to fight Albert Duraev, and he pulled out. I'm not sure why. Moment of silence.
That was it. Moment of silence for those fights. All right. And yeah, you're pointing out the fact that next week's card is absolutely stacked.
It's insane.
It's absolutely stacked. So that should be a fun one.
Yeah, Bruno Souza opens the night. Phil Hawes versus Chris Curtis. Ooh. Alexa Kamur versus John Allen is good. John Vellante is back, somehow still in the UFC, fighting Chris Barnett, the crazy guy. Ode Osborne's on the card. Jordan Williams getting another one against Ian Gary.
Jordan Williams, this coming shortly after his fight against that guy that was trying to jack his car, right?
Yeah. And the big one, the very, very big one, Alex Pereira versus Andreas Michailidis or whatever the hell his name is. But Alex Pereira, if people don't know who he is, he's the last guy besides Błachowicz to beat Adesanya.
Yep.
Very
excited
to see him. Knocked him out. We got Bobby Green versus Al Quenta. Evan Shabazi versus Imavov. Card is stacked.
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely stacked. We're going to want to do a video for this one, maybe?
A what?
Are we going to want to do a prediction video for this one?
I think it depends on what I got going on Thursday, but I'm kind of down.
We'll see.
We might have
All right, well, that's all I got. Do you have anything else, Will?
No. Like and subscribe. Shout out HLB Comer, Andrew Toasty.
Absolutely. Always coming through. Shout out Soundsen as well, for sure. Again, Spotify, Breaker Podcast, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts is everywhere you can find us. In the social medias.
At Story the Fight on Instagram and Twitter, and the group chat on Facebook, Story the Fight chat.
Love it. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Another week, Story the Fight. Really hope you like my costume, Will. Some say I look more like